did it for us.
Back on this rap-ish, I ain't even broke a sweat, homie, this practice. Pondering my next move, staring at my track list, hope I ain't miss my window. Praying like a Baptist, Seattle's own, tired of this Game of Thrones. They made a list of the best rappers and guess who wasn't on? While the disrespect continues, I'm steady packing these venues. Guess if you ain't at the table, you on the menu. And I'm that spitter, baby, they don't want you to see, but everybody's south of Capitol Hill's rocking with me. Boys smoke the trays and ponder getting their life together. I'm comfortable with my role, so I'm like, whatever. Me? I ain't got a job, but I work hard. And you don't work hard, but you got a job. The irony is I'm judged while you feel the applause. I'm slept on, that's why I had to set this alarm. My dudes is armed, I'm armed with this arm charm. Body banging like she got that cream from Barry Bonds. Yeah.
I did it for the city, I did it for the love, I did it for the people, I did it for us.
That Dre season is here, a real hitter with a mic, I'm everything that they fear. With that hood ain't the same, I was all on their ass, I'm level-headed. So yo, my dudes love when I spaz, and I'm so over Seattle's passive-aggressive attitude. They don't call you back, what they really saying is F you. While I'm from the same place, I move at a different pace. I prefer if you just said it to my face, damn, I did it.
I did it for the city, I did it for the love, I did it for the people, I did it for us.
Average dudes with they average spit, writing average rhymes, knocking average chicks. The closer I get, I can feel the people starting to shift. I'm loyal to a fault, and everybody can't come with. Rap's a rich man's game, I'm only playing with change. They bang models and singers, I'm knocking my own flame, I'm different. The crowd, I move with the chosen few. Black thoughts, I could be the front man for the roots. No diamonds and gold, I'm on my sticks and stones. If we can see your panty line, you should have on a thong. My team is strong, through this fire we forged a bond. And they already know what it is when I get on. To the hearse, party like it's December 31st. When I'm on my deathbed, I probably cracking my nurse. You ain't got the bars to compete, I'm a verbal athlete. Deflating these boys so they say that I cheat. Damn, I did it.
I did it for the city, I did it for the love, I did it for the people, I did it for us.
Yeah. I should probably start by apologizing for the long wait, man. You know, I know I be tripping. But I'm not just a rapper, I'm an artist. And, you know, my creative process is a little bit different than most. Nonetheless, I want to welcome everybody out to the Dre's Experience. I got TCF in the building, my whole camp's here with me. I got the band in here laying this cool-ass vibe. And I'm Seattle's own. Let's get into it.
I just wanna live. God protect me. I just wanna live. I just wanna live.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Morning Update Show. My name is Omari Salisbury, flying solo today. Trey Holiday has a day out. She'll be rejoining us here tomorrow. Also want to let everybody know that this is going to be a short show today. Mayor Durkin and Chief Diaz are having a press conference at 12 o'clock at City Hall, which is actually just a few blocks from our studio. And so I'm going to get out of here a bit early to make sure that I make it over there to this press conference on time. Let's get to it. I want to welcome everybody to the Morning Update Show and remind you that right now is the perfect opportunity to tag and share the stream. Go ahead and tag and share the stream with people who you feel would appreciate culturally relevant news and information emanating from right here in the Emerald City. I also want to take this opportunity to give a big shout out to our partners over at the South Seattle Emerald and KBCS 91.3 over at Bellevue College. Also want to tell everybody that you can catch the Morning Update Show anywhere that you listen to your favorite podcast. We got the links coming in right there from SoundCloud, but also on Google, iTunes, and Spotify. Also, what we got going, this is fitting, are no excuses, right? So in the shop right now, great way to support Black-owned independent media while letting people know where you stand on things is go there to whereweconverge.com/shop. Get your no excuses shirt. You know, it's election season around here, and, you know, we with the no excuses right now. These people running for office, You feel me? It's definitely no excuses. Or a reminder that the vaccine is readily available here across King County. We'll go ahead and put that link into the comments. If you're looking for the vaccine here in King County, you can click the link right there. Most locations you actually offer you a choice of either or all three of them, Moderna, Pfizer, and Johnson & Johnson, if you need the vaccine. Speaking of the vaccine, our Vaccine Diaries page has been updated here. We've got Inye Dinish and Mike Davis of the South Seattle Emerald. And basically, these right here, the vaccine stories, is we've been talking to people who got vaccinated and people who are hesitant in vaccination. And what we want to do here at Converge is be able to leave space for people who are hesitant about the vaccine and be able to also have conversation with them and be like, okay, well, why might you be hesitant or something like that, as opposed to just one way on the messaging. We want to be able to be supportive and have some kind of information in an information space. What else we got? I know I'm rushing through all these headlines or our intro here today. Because like I said, our time is a bit short and kind of want to get to some of these issues. But I want to make sure to get over to City Hall for this press conference that's going on. A reminder here from our friends over at King County Elections. This is very important that today is the last day for online and mail and voter registration. So if you have not registered to vote, then today is the last day to register for the primary. Today's the last day to register to vote online or mail. And if you register by mail, it has to be postmarked today. So you can't go like late tonight and put it in the Dropbox or something. You got to make sure that it has a postmark. And we don't want to forget that Election Day is, man, it's coming up fast. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's going to be real interesting to hear what a lot of politicians, people running for office, have to say about what's occurring here, you know, in Seattle. It's a lot of important issues that are out there, and we're telling them no excuses, you know. Let's see what's going on. Oh, and here's a bit of thing right here. We're still on our mission for, you know, a lot of you guys, you see these great photos that on our Converge Instagram, and a lot of the video is shot by Jake Gravbrot, and so we're keeping our Get Jake to 10,000 campaign.
Unbelievable, man. He's the best player in the world. I'm glad he's on my side. And going into a Game 7, you want the best player in the world on your side.
The backyard got mountains in it. I do not move until my accountant finish. Big mason jars, each one an ounce.
That's right. Follow on Instagram, walk.into.the.light. Jake Gravbrot. We're trying to get him to 10,000. We're going to take a break right now. We got a few spots here we're going to play for you. Then we come back and let's talk about, you know, what happened here in the city over the weekend. You're watching the Morning Update Show.
The Morning Update Show is going back on the road, and this time we're headed to Seattle's iconic Paramount Theater. Join me, Trey Holiday, and the rest of the Morning Update Show crew August 2nd through August 6th as we broadcast live from one of Seattle's most iconic landmarks and put a focus on the arts, culture, and music right here in the Emerald City. That's the Morning Update Show live from the Paramount Theater, August 2nd through August 6th from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m., streaming across all Converge media platforms.
Market Street Shoes, slinging kicks since 2006, with styles that support you and yours, getting the F outside or staying comfy when you just want to lounge indoors as well. But wait, Market Street Shoes is way more than just a shoe store. Gear up for your next outdoor adventure with apparel and accessories that'll have you looking good on the streets, the trail, or even in your own backyard. With locations in Ballard, Redmond, and online at marketstreetshoes.com, there's undoubtedly a style and size that'll fit your lifestyle.
back to the morning update show. I want to remind everybody, you see right there in that last spot, Students of the Game. That's Baseball Beyond Borders. It's their fundraiser tomorrow. It's a live event, broadcasting live from T-Mobile Park. It's going to be a pretty dope event, and this is the annual fundraiser. Dan Wilson will be there along with Buki Gates. I think I'm going to pop in over there. Our director, Cuddy, you going to be there? All right, Cuddy will be there too. And we're putting a link out somewhere everywhere. It's up on our blog right now. We'll be tweeting it out as well. And like I said, this is a really good way for you guys to support Baseball Beyond Borders efforts, to bring children, youth from our community, not only into baseball as a sport, but also like holistically and get them going on career paths and everything else. And so you already know anything baseball, I'm all for it. Tomorrow at 3 o'clock. So we got first the headline here. Shootings across Seattle on Sunday leave 4 dead. This from the Seattle Times, Christine Claridge. And yeah, you know, it's if you live in the municipality, if you live in Seattle or even beyond Seattle, then I mean for sure this news that you guys have heard, this was just a horrendous weekend this weekend here in Seattle. And actually, when we were doing show prep, we're 1 block from Yesler. So, you know, we're in Washington, which is 1 block from Yesler. So basically, First and Yesler is the other corner over here. And just at 8:30 this morning, somebody was shot on 8th and Yesler. Not a lot of details out about it right now. Police responded and took the victim to Harborview, which is very close up there to 8th and Yesler, and they're looking for the suspect in that. So just even this morning, you know, there's violence here in our city is out of control. And this is something like here at Converge, like even well before the Seattle protests, well before COVID, like we started a show called Good Game Alert. It's almost 2 years old now. We want to be able to use our platform to be able to talk about what's been going on. And for a lot of us, you know, this issue here, gun violence in our city is generational. We've had some shows before where we talked about when I was at Garfield High School, you know, classmates murdered. You know, when I was in high school, it's a generation ago. And we talk about a generation later, you know, my son, his friends murdered here in the city. So for different communities in this city, this has always been an issue here. It's definitely, I think, on everybody's radar, at least right now. At least I hope so. But this is something that a lot of different communities here in Seattle have been dealing with. And what we saw this weekend is, I mean, this is too much. And, you know, we've been saying this, and a lot of different people in the community have been saying this, but I think it's really like now, it's like what actions are we going to take here, you know, as a city, and how do we move forward with this? One of the things I talked to Hannah Scott this morning on Cairo FM, and, you know, one of the things that I talked to her about is it's time for us to stop saying, you know, thoughts and prayers. I think that thoughts and prayers for tonight, but put this in your action plan for tomorrow. You know, this is one of the things you guys know, if you follow me, you follow Converge, that we've just been staying on top of. Last week, we were just up there at Harborview Medical Center, where the city announced a $2 million investment in regional peacekeepers, things like that, people to actually work not only in gun violence disruption, but also in rerouting some of the people who might be inclined to engage in gun violence. And, you know, I'd be clear as well, not all murders and violent crimes that are happening in the city of Seattle are from our community or impact our community. You know, it's all kinds of different things that are happening here in the city. But of course, my community is what I'm most in touch with. You know, it'll be interesting. And actually, and I reached out to city council. I reached out to the communications people over there. There's Stephanie Guzman, I think it is, over at city council early this morning to see if any other council members had anything to say or any statement. Now, Stephanie got back to me and said that basically they'd be making a statement right now when I'm on air, because this is the time that they usually, they're in council meeting. And so we'll see where the council is saying about all of these things. But we've, over here at Converge, we just really been trying to get people to care, man. King County Council Member Gurmai Zahalai, a few months ago, he came in here and he had wrote an op-ed in the Seattle Times, and he talked about how what's happening here is a public health emergency. It's a public health crisis, and said that like COVID-19 gave our city and our county, even our state, a blueprint of how to go about a public health crisis. And one thing COVID taught all of us is that, man, when we're determined as citizens here in the city and the county, and we're determined to do something, that like we can do it, right? But it's really going to come down to us, how determined are we to disrupt this gun crime and this violence in our city? It's like, for me personally, on this issue right here, is like, I just been trying to empower people. There's ideally, our elected officials are really just, I don't expect them to have all the answers. They're not experts on gun violence disruption, but it really kind of starts with people getting on the same page. And we saw that, like I said, in COVID, right? In COVID, you saw that all the messaging was the same from the governor all the way down, because everybody was committed, right? Like, yo, we got to figure it out. And also, but out of that commitment came innovation, all kinds of different ideas, and transformation. We transformed, building. We transformed, Lumen into, it was like a hospital over there. You know what I'm saying? And then, of course, a vaccination station, and so many other things that we did here in this city, because we banded together and we focused on, like, man, how can we, the people, in partnership with government, get over a lot of stuff with COVID. And, I just think that unless we, the citizens here, unless we kind of take the lead, because some of these electeds around this issue, and the door is always open here, by the way. So any elected official, you want to come over here and talk about what you've been doing for disruption on this issue, anybody that wants to come and talk about it, the door is wide open, and there's only a few people, when I think about it, that have actually come on here to actually talk about what's going on and what they're doing or what they would want to do. And, Mayor Durkin, of course, we've talked to the mayor a few times, Chief Diaz, but also Councilmember Zahalai, again, with intention. Hey, I want to talk about this. And then one of the candidates, Justin Farrell called, and this was like a few months ago. Like, man, can I come on here and talk about, saying a safety plan for the city? So, man, the door is open to any elected official out there. You want to talk about this? You want to talk to the citizens here in the city and talk to them about what's going on here? A lot of you guys have been real quiet, and we've been saying you've been quiet. We've been saying for months you've been quiet. And what we've been saying right here is, you don't need a campaign strategy or research just to acknowledge what's happening here. Man, it's just straight up humanity. And I don't know about y'all, but where I'm from, it's like where I'm from, your humanity, man, it's bigger than politics. But sometimes I feel like we live in a city where, your politics makes your humanity a la carte. I only care about these kind of people. I only care about those kind of people, you know, when it's beneficial or when it's whatever. But it's like, man, real humanity don't know no political party. You know, if we really want to be the city that we say that we want to be, that we aspire to be, then, man, y'all got to act like it, you know? I mean, in the conversation, like I said, when I was talking to Hannah Scott at Cairo this morning, I was like, yo, so you got people getting killed, and then you got a whole bunch of people getting traumatized, you know what I'm saying? And then you got the businesses impacted. Like, when these things happen here, and this is the thing is that when people electeds are silent, it normalizes things. You know what I'm saying? It gets normalization. And I keep bringing up the fact that it was like last October, it was 70 gunshots fired over there by Emerson Elementary in the South End, right? Don't you think that impacts a whole neighborhood? Don't you think that traumatizes a whole neighborhood? But when people stay silent, then it's just normalized. Oh, well, I guess that's just the South End. Nah, man, we don't want to live in a city like that. That's not all right. Last night, you know, I left the Diggable Planets concert, which was dope. It was good to see them. Ishmael Butler went to Garfield, by the way, Butterfly. And I was just walking back, right? I was walking back to our studio. And our studio, again, is one block from where the shootings in Pioneer Square occurred. So I was walking back, and I turned the corner, and I just happened to see the family and friends of one of the victims were there, and they were having a vigil. So it was totally like by happenstance, you know, no reporter journalism hat on or nothing. I was just walking back to the studio, and man, I saw these guys there, and you know, vigils, especially right after, like the day after someone has died, vigils is real sensitive, you know, and I know that, and I had asked them if I could just take a picture of the candles that they had set up, and I was like, man, I just think that it's important for people in our city to see that, like, someone here is suffering a loss, and that the family and friends are out there and everything else. I just wanted to be able to shed a little bit of light, a little bit of humanity on this grief that they were going through. And so I tweeted out the candle display, and in the description, you know, I was like, the mom is there unconsolable, right? And I mean, the family really encouraged me to talk to mom. And I felt hella uncomfortable, to be honest with you. But it was like, yo, it's important that people see the pain, you know, the actual pain that people are in, and the grief that people are in the city. And you'll see right here in this clip, according to the family, one of the deceased there that never made it into the nightclub, and was apparently trying to break up a fight that was out there, and then was shot. So we'll play this clip right now.
What happened? His father passed, right? What happened?
My baby died trying to kick it for his dad's birthday. He threw a party for his dad, and he died on his dad's birthday party.
This was a party for his deceased father.
For his deceased father.
Oh, he got everybody together, had a barbecue, and then everybody came here to kind of celebrate afterwards. He never made it in this club. He was just outside. Some girls started fighting. He tried to break it up and got killed. Being
he tried to stop somebody else from fighting, and he got killed.
Right.
Good God.
They got shot at his back walking away.
Man, it's real out here. You know, it's real. And like I said, this is an issue that in certain communities like mine, man, we've been dealing with this for far too long, right? And I tweeted out, right? I was like, do we care as a city? And I got a lot of feedback, and it's still coming in. It got retweeted by a lot of people, and a lot of people are tweeting like, "Yeah, like we care," but and a lot of those buts, to be honest with you, people are like, "Man, what's up with our leadership here?" And man, I'm sorry. Like it's been a lot. Eric Calligraphy, he called me right before we went on air, and one of the 4 people that were killed is man, somebody that he knew, was close to. And for you guys that have been following us here on Converge, it's been constant with Eric, constant that somebody either was related to or grew up with, close friends with. It's never too many months here to go by, and sometimes too many weeks to go by that they're dead. I would just say this is that there are people who are out there, organizations that are out there, people that are doing things. We've had Derek Wheeler Smith from Public Health, Seattle King County, and the ZYD, the Zero Youth Detention Program. We there's the regional peacekeepers that that just now got investment into the regional peacekeeping program. There are organizations that are out there like on the street level. Another one, community passageways, places like Choose 180, and then up there at Harborview, they have this big data tracking program. What's crazy is like they said that it's like 100 people, maybe a little more or a little less, that's basically interconnected one way or another, that is all of this gun violence is surrounding around. And so now they're trying to figure out a way forward with using this big data and some everything else to be able to identify and the people who are perpetrating this gun violence, in the community. I would just say that it's time for no excuses, to be honest with you. It's really time for us, as a city, to really get on board to being that we don't want this in our city. We don't want this in our city. But that's only going to happen, like I was saying, it's 7 districts here. We need the whole city to buy in, to be like, man, this ain't all right, and people got to do their part. Somebody like me, I definitely don't have all the answers to something like this, but my part is to use our platform, as small as it is, to be committed to the message, and to be able to talk to y'all, and to be able to provide space and to provide a platform, But man, we have to realize that what's going on here, this is a public health crisis, a public health emergency. And, if, like I said, if you think about, yes, there's the person who was killed, there's their family. And then, like I said, this weekend, there's all these people on the street, it's traumatized. Like, this isn't just, it just impacts one person or something like that. I'm going to tell you, Seattle, keep these victims here in your hearts and in your prayers tonight, and put them in the action plan tomorrow. And like I said, it's going to be real interesting to see what the city council is saying here today, what kind of comments they're making and everything else. We've been trying here, and you guys know, if you follow me on Twitter and on this show, we've been trying to get them to say something, to acknowledge what's happening here in our city. And so, we'll see what they say today, and we'll follow up on that. And it's a lot, Curtis. What do we need to do to make people just care? How many more people need to die? We got to do better. And the thing is, COVID showed us that if we want to do better, we can. But we just got to want to. We have to have the want to and the willpower to want to do better in this city around this issue. Other issues too. You know, there's enough blame and reasons that we could point fingers at each other until the end of time. But you know what? Now's the time, right now, in the city of Seattle, 100%, lead, follow, or get out of the way. That's it. Lead, follow, or get out of the way. Because something's got to change here in this city. You know, it's like I said, it's election season. You know, who's got a plan? Who has the real leadership? Who's really going to be impactful? Who can people rally around? I mean, matter of fact, like I said, I'm going to take all of that and I'll even put that to the side. Who has a sense of empathy? Who has a real sense of sympathy, of humanity, of dignity, of integrity? Man, let's just start with values, you know? Values ain't translated in all these other kinds of things. You know, like I said, you don't need a political strategist or a communications plan for your heart condition to shine through, for you to show some care for the citizens. Man, so anyways, we're going to do is this. Like I said, for just programming here, we have a segment on the Breathe for Kalani. We're going to have to push it to tomorrow because we're going to wrap up here in a second so we can get up to the City Hall for this press conference with the mayor and Chief Diaz. And like I said, any elected officials, community leaders, man, the door is open. The door is open. The seat is here. Go ahead, put this in program. We got a seat for you right there. Come on. You know what I'm saying? We got a seat for you right here. You got a platform right here. You tell us, what's your plan? You tell us, what have you been doing to address these issues? Me, I don't know everything, and I'm smart. I always tell people I'm smart enough to know what I don't know. Maybe you've been doing something. Maybe you've been working on this. This is great. Come here and talk about it. You know what I'm saying? It's no excuses season, man, on the real. But this chair is here for you. You come here and you explain to everybody what you've been doing. What's your plan? Like I said, right now is the time. Lead, follow, get out the way. You know, we need leadership around this issue and so many more. We're going to go to a break right now. And in that break, we're actually going to end the show after these breaks right here. Some PSAs coming up. You check those out. Trey Holiday, I'll be back tomorrow at 11 a.m. And we're also going to air our segment on the Breathe for Kalani rally and Vigil. It's already up across our social platforms, but I know we're going to have some more discussion. And I know that tomorrow is going to be a lot of discussion with me and Trey Holiday here. Man, I would say this is that, again, keep these victims, keep the people who witnessed this and are traumatized. Man, keep our city definitely in your hearts and prayers, but put everybody in your action plan tomorrow. Until then, go forward in your purpose. Go forward in your humanity. Peace.
Hey, it's me, downtown Seattle, C-Town. Wish you were here. Here to explore inside, outside, and everywhere in between. Where it's easy to get my good side. Here Where my rooftops invite you to come early and stay late. Where every view is a postcard and each night out might be your best night ever. See you soon. Love, Seatown.
Hey everybody. We all know that COVID-19 has had a major impact on everything this year, even energy bills. Puget Sound Energy understands the ongoing struggle that's facing its customers. And this is why they're offering a COVID bill assistance program of up to $2,500 per qualified customer. If you or anyone you know are currently behind on energy bills, please contact PSC today to discuss all of the assistance options available. Visit psc.com/COVID to learn more.
What's good, everybody? It's your boy Cuddy, and it's about that time again. It's time to get out and vote. This year, we're weighing in on local races from the county executive to the mayor to the school board and more. So now's the time to use your voice and make yourself heard. Read your voter's pamphlet. You can make your selection in any color pen, sign your return envelope, and return your ballot as soon as possible. Be sure to track it through the process at kingcounty.gov/election. Ballots must be postmarked by Election Day, August 3rd, or placed in one of the 73 King County drop box locations by 8 p.m. on Election Day. Look, now from one P to another, it's important that our voices is heard. So please, go out and vote.
Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought. Facing the rising sun.